You are watching KEVU 25 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I am Amaya Norman.
And I'm Trenton Whiting.
The city of Victoria will soon have many of its public safety departments housed under one roof. The new City of Victoria Public Safety Headquarters is under construction near the corner of Main Street in Airline. When complete, this new facility will be the home of the Victoria Police Department, Fire Administration, Municipal Courts, and 911 Dispatch. Jesus Garza, Victoria City Manager, says the upgrade has been needed for some time now.
So this really was needed in order to consolidate the various sites that our police department currently take up, as well as, quite frankly, just have the state-of-the-art facility that our personnel need and deserve.
The new 70,000 square foot City of Victoria Public Safety Headquarters is expected to fully open in October of 2025.
Christmas is the season for giving, and an event today celebrated the giving spirit of a longtime community leader. The 5th annual Old Landmark Committee Christmas food giveaway took place today. It was located outside the American Legion Hall on Santa Rosa Street. Verlyn Sandry Avery, who passed away in 2021, founded the Old Landmark Committee and the yearly food drive. Sanders Wilkerson, Verlyn Sandra Avery's son, makes sure that his mother's caring spirit continues to live on.
Had a great turnout. We did about roughly 400 cars today. We blessed some families, hopefully touched some lives of some people, some of our community service workers. We would try to be there for them and do whatever.
The Old Landmark Committee Christmas food giveaway takes place each year in December. Now that's a good segue to our viewer poll for tonight. How do you prefer to contribute to local charities like the one we just discussed? Donating money, volunteering time, donating goods, or supporting charity events or fundraisers? Looks like we've got pretty close to an even split between supporting charity events and donating money. So thank you for participating in our viewer poll. Keep voting and visit our website at crossroadstoday.com/vote.
The University of Houston Victoria held their graduating commencement today for the class of 2024. Graduating students and families met at the VISD Fine Arts Center for the ceremony. The first graduation began at 9 this morning and the finals commencement ceremony begins at 3 in the afternoon. The university also offered a stream online for those who could not make it to the venue. Congratulations to the class of 2024. A man from Texas thought his world was about to fall apart. Several days ago, he walked into a pawn shop in San Antonio, and when he left, he discovered someone stole his truck. Turns out the man's beloved dog was inside the vehicle as well. A massive search follows, but this story does have an happy ending. Let's take a look.
I noticed my truck was gone and my dog was gone.
When Forster realized his truck was gone, he said his biggest concern wasn't for his truck, it was for his 7-year-old Chihuahua, Missy.
First thing I was hoping that they'd let my dog out. So I walked down Fredericksburg Road all the way down it on one side and walked all the way up the other side yelling for her name, but she never came out. Poor baby girl.
Forster took to Facebook posting about the truck and dog, but said he just wanted Missy back.
People came out and started helping me.
Forster says he hit the streets trying to find Missy, but after nearly 48 hours, he came up empty-handed. Then maintenance workers at the Mosaic at Medical Apartments noticed a truck in their parking lot that looked out of place with a dog inside, so they called police. Police were able to figure out it was Forster's truck and were able to reunite Missy with her daddy. We were there for the reunion.
I don't have any kids, so I don't know what it feels like to have kids, but she's like a child to me. And
Forster says when he was able to hold Missy, it was like he had won the lottery, because to him, Missy is his world.
The dog's my life. Everything to me.
Mike Jimenez,
You're my baby girl.
Kins 5.
I love you too, Missy.
What a beautiful story. Now it's time to check in with our weather first warn storm team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey.
Thank you so much. And take a look at the outside. It's been warm and humid, definitely. It's still out there on the outside, 71 degrees. Currently in Victoria, east northeasterly winds bringing that moisture off the Gulf of Mexico, 5 to 6 miles per hour. I had a little bit of rainfall earlier today. Let's take a look at that. Why don't we? Here a few light showers north of Cuero to about Nixon area and points to the west from there. This is the abundant deep tropical moisture flowing in off the Gulf of Mexico. And that'll be changing to some colder temperatures next week, back down to the big chill again, I guess you could say. We'll give you the details on that coming up later on in the full 7-day outlook to come. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Trey. Now let's talk about some scarier weather, and here are some incredible images of a tornado touching down in Northern California. Workers at a bar in Scotts Valley witnessed the twister. They grabbed footage from the bar's security camera, showing the tornado spinning in the distance. The National Weather Service confirmed a tornado hit the area on Saturday afternoon. The twister lifted up several cars and caused other damage in the area. So far, no reports of any injuries.
Now, police in Northern California are investigating after an elderly woman got scammed. The woman from Marysville paid out tens of thousands of dollars to a person whom she thought was a popular cable TV host. Eric Wilkinson spoke with the family members of the victims.
Vomit.
I mean, it's pretty disgusting.
The Taylor family is sickened by the scam their mother's been dragged into that's turned the family inside out. Their 73-year-old mom, Patricia, is a big fan of cable news.
Not a strong case, although...
She's such a fan of MSNBC's Ari Melber that she messaged him on Facebook, or thought she did. It turned out to be a fake profile, and the craziness starts from there.
You don't want to be with me anymore.
The fake Ari started texting Patricia.
Get a $500 Apple gift card.
Asking her to send money and gift cards to treat his sick dog, Penny.
My mom is asking, hey, you're on TV. Don't you have money? It's for Penny. Please don't let Penny die.
How deep into this is she now?
At least $20,000.
But the scam doesn't stop there. The family says over the past 4 months, the scammer convinced Patricia they were in love and going to be married. He even sent a ring.
We find the ring. It's a $30 ring.
When Patricia got suspicious, the scammer doubled down.
When did Ari Melber turn into a scammer?
Followed by an AI-generated message using fake Ari's voice.
You're reading my messages and not responding. I'll never do that to you. Have you found someone else?
On Monday, Patricia boarded a plane from SeaTac to New York City to meet her mystery man. Fortunately, a relative intercepted her during a layover in Portland and brought her home. What do you fear might actually have happened if she got to New York?
I believe they would have asked for some type of ransom for her, that we have your mom, see how much money they could get out of us.
All this despite 2 interventions with Patricia, who worked at both Boeing and the University of Washington for decades.
How did she fall for this? How did she not see what was going on?
The Taylors fear their mom might try to meet up with the scammer again. They just want some way out of this mess.
We just want our mom back.
A former OpenAI employee and whistleblower has been found dead in his San Francisco home from an apparent suicide. San Francisco police say officers were called to the home of Suchir Balaji to perform a well-being check on November 26th. They arrived to find him dead from that apparent suicide. Investigators found no evidence of foul play. Balaji was an artificial intelligence researcher at OpenAI. A day before his death, Balaji was named in a copyright lawsuit. Colleagues said they were devastated by the loss.
There's water in all the wrong places in the corner of West Texas. The Pecos River runs dry through this small town, mirrored in several droughts. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website at crossroadstoday.com. Come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Estron and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military so we can recognize them. Now coming up, 2024 has been the hottest year in the century.
Definitely above normal temperatures again today. A few rain showers, light sprinkles actually from Cuero, pointing north and west from there, and even a few in the eastern counties. More rain coming our way. Maybe, and cold temperatures, that's a yes. Give the details coming up in your forecast.
Missing American found in Syria has been turned over to U.S. forces. Travis Timmerman from Missouri says he was kept in prison for months after entering Syria illegally. He was freed Monday. Jen Sullivan looks at Timmerman's journey home and how the U.S. government is trying to find other missing Americans in Syria.
A missing man from Missouri found in Syria this week is now back with U.S. forces in Jordan. These photos taken of Travis Timmerman after being freed. The 29-year-old spent several months inside a Syrian prison, the saga ending a long nightmare of unknowing for his family back in Urbana, Missouri.
When I saw him on the news, I started bawling. I told her, I'm like, really him, he's really alive.
Stacy and Richard Gardner say their son traveled from Hungary because he wanted to write a book on old churches, but they have no idea how he ended up in Syria. They lost contact with him in May.
Every night I had a meltdown.
Timmerman told CBS he traveled to Lebanon, then crossed into Syria for spiritual purposes, but didn't have permission to enter. That's when he was imprisoned. Timmerman is one of thousands of prisoners in Syria released this week after rebels toppled the country's former president Bashar al-Assad.
We're determined to work with the Syrian people to shape a future that lives up to that promise.
At a press conference in Jordan Saturday, Blinken spoke about tracking down further missing Americans in Syria.
The United States continues our own dogged, determined efforts to find American journalist Austin Tice and bring him home safely.
As for Timmerman, it's unclear when exactly he'll be back in the U.S. His parents hadn't been able to speak with him as of Friday, but they're just relieved that he'll be coming home soon.
Turned out to be a great Christmas present.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
ABC News has settled a defamation lawsuit with President-elect Donald Trump and has agreed to issue an apology. The network announced a settlement Saturday. Trump sued the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos over an interview with Republican Nancy Mace. During the interview, Stephanopoulos repeatedly claimed Trump raped writer E. Jean Carroll, whose civil case found Trump guilty, but the assault didn't meet the legal definition of rape. Trump denied the claims, suing ABC and Stephanopoulos for defamation. As part of the settlement, ABC will pay $15 million for a future Trump library, $1 million for legal fees, and issue an apology. For the first time in more than a year, the U.S. Supreme Court is going to tackle a major religion-based case. The Wisconsin Supreme Court will decide if religious entities should be exempt from state unemployment taxes. Catholic Charities argues the state violated the First Amendment by denying its exemption requests. Earlier this year, the court sided with the state, ruling Catholic Charities didn't meet the standards for a religious exemption. Catholic Charities points out that the federal government and 47 states offer such an exemption to religious organizations.
President-elect Donald Trump announced Saturday he is naming Rick Grinnell to serve as a presidential envoy for special missions. Trump released a statement on social media that said Grinnell will work in, quote, some of the hottest spots around the world, including Venezuela and North Korea. Grinnell served during Trump's first term. He was the U.S. ambassador to Germany, acting director of national intelligence, and presidential envoy for Kosovo-Serbia negotiations as well. Trump says Grinnell will continue to fight for peace through strength and will always put America first.
And now leading to Grubhub has released its annual 2024 delivery reports. The review analyzed orders placed throughout the year and takes a deeper dive into consumers' ordering trends. Chicken ruled this year, being included in nearly 40% of all Grubhub restaurants and grocery stores orders. Over 1 ton of cottage cheese was delivered. Mexican food was another favorite choice, and 1.3 million birria orders were made. The top 5 cities that ordered the most espressos drinks were Miami, Los Angeles, Denver, Boston, and New York. The cities that placed the most alcoholic to their hotels were Virginia Beach, Chicago, New York City, and Washington, D.C.
2024 is on track to be the hottest year in recorded history, according to the NOAA. From January to November, temperatures were 2.3 degrees higher than the 20th century average, surpassing the previous record set in 2023. November marks the second warmest November on record, continuing the trend of rising global temperatures linked to climate change.
Now experience our digital streaming service Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
Speaking of above normal temperatures, that certainly was the case here in Victoria today. High 84 degrees. Our normal low is 45. Our low last night 69 degrees. Our normal high 68 degrees. We were nowhere near that, way above that. But these will be changing toward the colder next week. When will that be exactly? I'll tell you coming up in the full 7-day outlook. Good Saturday evening, everyone, and definitely warm and humid on the outside. A few little rain showers here and there, more like drizzle, actually, nothing too dramatic out there, and certainly nothing heavy. Just barely showing up on the radar, that is, south of Quail down near Goliad, and near Yoakum and points north from there, even if you're way out here in the eastern parts of the Crossroads region, from Ganado down to Bay City. Just a deep tropical flow that's coming into our region, keeping us above normal in our temperatures, definitely on the humid side. You can see a front here very easily on the temperature map. South of the front, it's near 70 degrees Austin all the way down to the coast where we are here. 40s and 50s from about Dallas-Fort Worth areas to the north. So definitely a boundary right here. This boundary needs waiting for a push to make it go all the way through Texas and into the Gulf of Mexico, which will happen toward the middle part of next week. So in the meantime, this boundary will be able to produce some rainfall in and around central Texas, including our area coming up in the next day or two. And so we'll keep this slight rain chance in place, more than likely for your night tonight into your day tomorrow. And then we'll have a dry air coming on in after that. See the flow of moisture all the way from Corpus Christi to San Antonio, arcing back down to Victoria and points to north of Houston toward Conroe and the East Texas Lakes area toward Louisiana. Getting a little bit of rain out there, nothing too heavy, of course. No thunderstorms or anything of that nature, just a kind of like light drizzle and mist and a little bit of light rain mixed in. There's the front currently stuck near Austin area, points to north from there actually. And it's waiting for a push of high pressure way to the north, which will push this front into the Gulf of Mexico coming up by about Tuesday, Wednesday or time frame or so, with some rain chances along and behind the frontal zone. After that, the front comes on through, and then the high pressure builds in, and we turn colder coming up next week, more like seasonable temperatures. So we'll see here in a minute what they will be looking like. Victoria, 9 a.m. tomorrow could have a few lingering rain showers here and there. Cloudy skies about most of the day, the partly cloudy skies toward the afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s or 80 degrees, definitely by the afternoon as well. Coming on through. In Quail, a few rain showers early in the morning time. They partly cloudy skies are the majority of the day. Temperatures in the 70s near 80 degrees for the daytime high. Still warm temperatures coming up for us. Port Lavaca will be near 80 degrees by the 12 noon hour with partly cloudy skies throughout the entire forecast period. Can't be ruled out a few rain showers here and there coming up for the early morning hours tomorrow, so keep that in mind going on your way to church or what have you. Clearing skies for your day tomorrow, slight rain chance for your day on Sunday, especially first half of the day. Then rain showers and chances again creep back up Tuesday and Wednesday with the next front. Notice the colder temperatures. We go from near 80 degrees to 70s to 50s for highs and 60s for highs coming up toward the end of the week with lows in the 40s by then. So back to more seasonable temperatures, so keep that in mind. Time to get your big coats out. In the meantime, definitely seeing above normal temperatures running the air conditioner through the weekend into next week. Take a look at this right here. This is a way to be connected with us. What you can do is scan the code there on your screen, which will connect you to our website where you can download our Crossroads Today app and be informed of news, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Very easy, convenient, free of charge to be connected with us. I see Ray over there with sports.
Thank you, Trey. It is a Class 2A takeover for the Crossroads. Coming up, we're taking a look into Shiner Comanches, whose playoff run and more in sports. The countdown to Jerry's World is on, and we're talking two teams from the Crossroads, all taking over Class 2A football. Yesterday, Max talked about the Ganado Indians advancing. Well, today, we're going to talk about a team whose season might have went under the radar, and I'm talking about the Shiner Comanches. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend a Shiner season game, but I did see the Comanches in some playoff action at Gobbler Stadium, winning the game 69-6. And let's just say that was a preview for what's to come. Here's them taking on Bremen, their biggest competition yet. Shiner's Carson Shute on the quarterback keeper, and he looks to be losing it here shortly, but thankfully it was recovered, putting the Comanches in great position downfield. That was the only obvious upset that they had in the first quarter. Shiner showing us that they know how to win. The first quarter not looking too great for them, going scoreless in the first, but a switch was somehow, some way turned on. And that quarter was the only time that they would be outscored in that game. Bursted for 27 points in the second quarter. Shiner went on to win that game 41-33. And can they repeat the same story on Wednesday? We're going to have some Wednesday night high school football at Jerry's World. It's a bigger time at Jerry's World, right? They will be taking on Munster at 7 p.m. for the Class 2A Division II State Championship. Make sure you stay tuned on KAVU as well. We'll have preview of that game and more in your sports. College football is wrapping up for most teams, so let's talk about the Aggies getting ready for their season finale after being bowl eligible. They find themselves in the Las Vegas Bowl, taking on Lincoln Riley and USC on Friday, December 27th. Hey, just a few days after Christmas. Both teams with high-octane offense, so it looks to be a good one. Speaking of the Aggies in college football, one of the crucial elements in college football being the transfer portal, which sees tons of talent all over college football change schools. And now A&M has a part in this mess. Right now they have 26 players in the portal. And today's Arkansas, Jalen Braxton, who is expected to commit to A&M, has his sights set on transferring to Ole Miss. Braxton visited and verbally agreed to become an Aggies, but soon flipped. This comes as he's been dealing with an injury all season long. And let's continue the college football. The Heisman ceremony was tonight, and Colorado's cornerback and wide receiver Travis Hunter is your 2024 Heisman winner. Travis having a great year on both sides of the field. Hunter finished with 1,152 receiving yards, 14 touchdowns, and on the defensive side of the ball, he had 4 interceptions and 31 total tackles. Hunter now becomes the 5th player to win the award who is not a quarterback. Big congrats to Hunter, along with Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. They'll prepare to take on BYU in San Antonio for the Alamo Bowl. And the Rockets, they took on another young upstarting team in the Western Conference, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think a team that I'm quite familiar with. OKC currently the #1 seed in the West with 19 wins and 5 losses. Houston was the #3 team, and a victory could have, remember I said could, brought them back to the #2 seed. But the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that I'm also familiar with, seems to remain as the #1-2 seed in the West. The Rockets unable to find an answer for Thunder Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who finished with 32 points and 8 rebounds. The Thunder will take on the Bucks for the Emirates Cup, and the Rockets' next game will be on Thursday at home against the Pelicans. And that does it for your sports. Amaya and Trenton.
Thank you so much, Ray. Coming up, 25 News now. Join the Salvation Army to gain donations. Never mind. 25 News now rang in the holiday with the Salvation Army. Some of our staff volunteered to join the Salvation Army bell ringer today. The news staff rang the bell outside of Walmart in Navarro starting at 10 in the morning. The Salvation Army volunteers in front of many establishments during the holiday, helping gathering donations for initiatives. They help families and individuals who need a little bit of supporting during the holidays. What a beautiful thing. Oh, and look at Dawn smiling so hard.
Hey, that's me.
Look at Trenton.
Wow,
I think I know that guy.
That was me. I was on TV.
What
Was that Trenton, the Trenton?
Maybe. I don't know. He doesn't look familiar.
His
to me.
reputation precedes him.
No, well, Trey, how is the weather looking?
Woo, it's not feeling like Christmas like at all. I tell you what, it's hot on the outside. It'll continue to be that way tomorrow with a few rain showers possible early in the morning time, the best chance for that. But notice temperatures taking a dive for the colder coming up for next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Highs, the 50s and 60s. Lows, they're 40 degrees, so the big chill coming back. But in the meantime, first few days of the week, hot temperatures rule the crossroads.
Yeah, because when I stepped out, it was hot. I'm like, oh, it was just cold yesterday, and now it's warm. It's going to be warm throughout the week.
There you go.
So you don't need a coat for this week, you guys.
Yeah, I just want to know, can I use my fireplace?
No.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
No idea. But thank you for joining us. We hope you will be with us tonight for tomorrow for 25 News now at 10.